Yang Sun, in a state of despair, told Sung Yul that she no longer had a reason to live. However, Sung Yul calmly encouraged her to find that reason and pursue her desire. By the lakeside, he assured Yang Sun that her life was meaningful, especially considering her father's sacrifice, who gave his life so she could continue living. Sung Yul's words awakened Yang Sun's spirit.
네 아비를 보내주거라.
부디 좋은 곳에서.
Sung Yul then brought Yang Sun to his home and asked her to stay there for her safety from the kingdom's threats. He also warned Yang Sun not to go out without permission, to avoid the risk of becoming a slave again.
정연세자 비망록은 찾으셨습니까? 보여주실 수 있으십니까?
When Yang Sun saw Prince Junghyun's journal, she was both amazed and puzzled at how her father could have kept such a secret. Sung Yul explained that her father might have done it to protect her.
궁에 살고 있는 흡혈귀를 없앨 수 있는 그 흡혈귀와 맞서려.
너무도 험난한 일을 하십니다.
While in his room, Sung Yul gave Yang Sun a box identical to the one owned by Prince Lee Yoon, which confused her about her relationship with her father.
귀하지. 세상에 딱 2개밖에 없는.
어찌 아버지께서 가지고 계셨던 거지?
Yang Sun began adapting to life in Sung Yul's house, taking over tasks such as tidying up, washing clothes, and cooking. Though initially hesitant, Sung Yul complimented her cooking. He also warned her not to overwork herself. Meanwhile, Gui planned to marry Hai Ryong to Prince Lee Yoon in front of her father. Upon hearing this, her father strongly opposed and rejected the idea of their marriage. Hai Ryong still asked Gui to make her his queen. In response, Gui offered to take her as his partner. However, the woman refused because she wanted a partner as a human. Sung Yul continued studying the contents of Prince Junghyun's journal.
귀를 없앨 3가지 비책들과
뭘 그리 열심히 보십니까?
With Yang Sun's help, he realized that the names in the book might refer to specific character connections, which he used as a new clue. On the other hand, the king ordered his soldiers to monitor the prince's movements and planted spies in Hwayanggak to gather information about Kim Sung Yul. Sung Yul went to Seo Jung-do's house in search of further clues. The housekeeper informed him that someone still visited the house during the anniversary of Seo Jung-do's death. That person lived in the Seorang region and worked as a tiger hunter. There, he met Baek In-hoo, a hunter who apparently held a grudge against vampires due to Seo Jung-do's death. Tensions escalated when Baek In-hoo attacked Sung Yul.
내 놈과 귀를 없앨 날만을.
But in the end, Sung Yul managed to escape despite being shot. Upon returning home, Soo-hyang treated Sung Yul's wound.
양사님 데리고 가 이를 돕거라.
어서 다녀오세. 갑시다.
After recovering, Sung Yul learned that Yang Sun had been sent to Hwayanggak by Soo-hyang, which angered him, prompting him to search for her immediately. He found Yang Sun and warned her not to leave without his permission. Meanwhile, Baek In-hoo brought the box found from Yang Sun to Prince Lee Yoon. In their discussion, Baek In-hoo revealed that Seo Jin was suspected to be hidden by a vampire. However, the prince had yet to discover that Seo Jin was actually Yang Sun. In the forest, Prince Lee Yoon met Sung Yul. They engaged in a heated argument over Sung Yul's intentions and the accusation that he was a vampire like Gui. In anger, Sung Yul grabbed the prince by the neck and claimed he was different because he had felt the pain caused by Gui's actions. However, their argument came to a halt when Yang Sun appeared and witnessed the confrontation. Sung Yul took Yang Sun back home. On the way, Yang Sun asked how he met Prince Lee Yoon. Sung Yul explained that he had been questioning why the prince hadn't shown up at Hwayanggak if he truly intended to destroy Gui. He had heard rumors that the prince might have submitted to Gui. However, Yang Sun doubted that, as she had seen the prince visiting Hwayanggak as if searching for someone. Yang Sun also mentioned the box she had, which resembled the prince's, and said there were only 2 in the world. Sung Yul was surprised to hear this. He warned Yang Sun not to leave the house for the time being for her safety. Meanwhile, Baek In-hoo spoke with the prince about Yang Sun, revealing that she was Seo Jin. Her father raised Seo Jin as a boy because their family had difficulty producing male heirs. The prince revealed that Sung Yeol was a vampire who possessed Prince Jungyun's journal. Upon hearing this, Baek In-hoo warned the prince not to trust Sung Yeol, believing all vampires to be dangerous. Meanwhile, Hye Ryong was shot by an arrow while protecting the prince, making him feel guilty and care for her. However, it turned out that the person who shot her was her own servant, as part of a plan to gain Prince Lee Yoon's sympathy.
절 돌보신 겁니까?
나를 노린 자객인 듯한데.
The king and the prince discussed the marriage to Hye Ryong as part of their strategy to defeat Gui. However, Minister Choi Chul-chung grew suspicious of the plan, which seemed to be accepted too easily. Su Hyang discussed with Sung Yeol the fact that the prince had discovered Yang Sun was Seo Jin. Yang Sun, who tried to eavesdrop on the conversation, was stopped by Ho Jin. While talking with Ho Jin, Yang Sun expressed that Sung Yeol had been acting strangely. Ho Jin tried to reassure her that Sung Yeol was no different from other men.
날아오는 화살을 맨손으로 탁! 가끔 눈빛도 막 이렇게 막.
Gui came to Hwayanggak and confronted Su Hyang to learn about Sung Yeol. She calmly acted as if she didn't know when Sung Yeol would return. Despite the pressure, Su Hyang successfully hid the important information. Sung Yeol approached the prince and apologized for his previous behavior. He explained that his goal was to fight Gui for the peace of the nation. They then went to Seo Jung-do's house, where Sung Yeol revealed what had happened 10 years ago. That he had killed Seo Jung-do, who had turned into a vampire, in order to save his child, Seo Jin.
귀와 같은 흡혈귀로만 보이시는 겁니까? 이 단도로 저를 찌르십시오.
The wedding celebration of Prince Lee Yoon and Hye Ryong turned into chaos when Gui appeared. In a fierce battle, Baek In-hoo managed to wound Gui with his shot, but he was ultimately struck down by Gui along with other soldiers.
괜찮소. 정신 좀 차려보시오.
The king declared that the mission to destroy Gui now depended on the surviving maternal bloodline mentioned in Prince Jung-hyun's journal, Seo Jin, also known as Young Sun.
이길 수 있단 말씀이시옵니까?
자신을 바쳐야 할 거짓 손에는 귀게 바쳐라.
Yang Sun saw Ho Jin lost in thought. Ho Jin revealed that Sung Yeol had gone far away and would not return, which saddened Yang Sun and made her worried about his whereabouts. Sung Yeol was shocked to learn the truth. That the third part of the secret plan referred to Seo Jin, also known as Yang Sun. He realized that Yang Sun's safety was now the final key to defeating Gui. Ho Jin told Yang Sun that Sung Yeol had gone to the palace to help eliminate Gui. He also said that there was a possibility Sung Yeol had fallen in the battle. Upon hearing this, Yang Sun panicked and decided to look for him. Despite Ho Jin's attempts to stop her, Yang Sun still hurried to the palace. At the palace, a servant informed the king that the situation was safe because Gui had returned to his underground cave. However, the prime minister was nowhere to be seen. The king told Prince Lee Yoon that this day might be their last together. The prince revealed that he had learned of Seo Jin's whereabouts and planned to bring him to Gui before sunset, determined to end the vampire threat. Sung Yeol arrived at his house carrying the badly injured Baek In-hoo. He quickly saved Baek In-hoo's life by giving him his blood. After ensuring Baek In-hoo's condition was stable, Sung Yeol asked Ho Jin about Yang Sun's whereabouts. Learning that Yang Sun was looking for him, he immediately set out to find her, instructing Ho Jin to guard Baek In-hoo and not leave the house. Yang Sun finally reached the palace gates, but was denied entry by the guards. As she was about to leave, two young men who had once owed her money approached and expressed their condolences for her father's death. Meanwhile, Prince Lee Yoon and Hak Young posted notices in the village offering a large reward for finding Yang Sun. The village descended into chaos as many soldiers searched everywhere, but they still could not find her. Yang Sun managed to enter the palace disguised as a woman. However, when she entered Prince Lee Yoon's quarters, she ran into Hye Ryong. Hye Ryong was annoyed because she wanted to meet the prince. Sung Yeol, watching from the palace roof, saw Yang Sun daydreaming. He came down and approached her. Yang Sun felt relieved to see Sung Yeol was all right. When asked if she was afraid of him, Yang Sun replied that what she feared was not Sung Yeol, but losing him. Sung Yeol was the reason she felt safe and had a purpose in life. Hye Ryong went to the underground palace to report to Gui that she had detained Yang Sun. Su Hyung, still in Gui's cave, felt uneasy upon hearing this. Meanwhile, the king went to the well where Prince Sedong had been imprisoned, bringing a sword, determined to confront Gui. When Gui appeared, the king tried to stab him, but the attack had no effect. Finally, the king threw himself into the well. Gui then met Prince Lee Yoon and the Prime Minister, demanding to know who had helped the king in his plan. The Prime Minister revealed that Hak Young was the mastermind behind the mobilization of hunters and soldiers. Gui immediately bit Hak Young in front of the prince, shocking him. At Hwayanggak, there was a chest containing Hak Young, who had become a vampire, causing chaos. Hak Young attacked everyone there, including Ho Jin and Yang Sun. When Hak Young was about to bite Yang Sun, Sung Yeol appeared and fought him. However, when Sung Yeol tried to kill Hak Young with his sword, Yang Sun stopped him, so he would not kill Hak Young. Sung Yeol abandoned his intention to stab Hak Young after sensing Gui's presence. He carried the unconscious Yang Sun to his home. When Yang Sun regained consciousness, she was frightened upon seeing Sung Yeol, so he left to give her time to calm down. Sung Yeol met Baek and Hu and invited him to talk. Baek and Hu was shocked upon hearing Prince Lee Yoon's plan to take Yang Sun to Gui, according to the secret records. Sung Yeol assured him that sacrificing Yang Sun was not the purpose of the records. He planned to take Yang Sun far from everyone's reach and asked Baek Hu to protect her if he failed. Meanwhile, in the cave, Gui spoke with Su Hyung about the commotion in Hwayanggak caused by his vampire subordinate, Hak Young. He ordered Su Hyung to leave, but she refused, saying she was tired of being a servant and wanted to remain in the cave. At the palace, Prince Lee Yoon felt disappointed in himself after hearing Gui's prohibition against holding the king's funeral. Minister Choi Chul-chung reminded Gui that he had always been loyal, hoping to be the heir to the throne. However, Gui asserted that royal power was not easily granted. In his room, Sung Yeol discussed the plan to save Yang Sun with Baek In-hu and Ho Jin. He planned to send Yang Sun abroad to keep her away from danger. Yang Sun felt hurt after hearing that Sung Yeol wanted her to leave. Hye Ryong, the prince's wife, devised a strategy to bring Sung Yeol and Yang Sun before Gui. In order to protect Lee Yoon's position as king, she ordered her soldiers to spy on Sung Yeol's movements. Sung Yeol began to weaken because he had not drunk soy sauce. Knowing this, Baek In-hu took the initiative to hunt wild animals. Meanwhile, Su Hyang was playing a musical instrument before Gui. Suddenly, Hye Ryong came to meet them and told Gui that she had found the whereabouts of Yang Sun and Sung Yeol, asking him to confront them. However, Gui refused, saying he only needed Sung Yeol's black cloak to weaken his power so that Gui could easily attack him. Su Hyang, who overheard their conversation, remained silent, fearing something might happen to Sung Yeol. Yang Sun noticed drops of soy sauce and followed the trail until she saw Sung Yeol drinking soy sauce from a bowl, which frightened her. Sung Yeol realized Yang Sun's presence. Sung Yeol went to the forest in his weakened state and collapsed there. Suddenly, Hye Ryong appeared, making Sung Yeol think it was his vision of Myong-hee. Seeing Sung Yeol unconscious, Hye Ryong carried out her plan by taking the black cloak with the help of her soldiers. The man was then moved into a room that would not be exposed to sunlight when morning came. When Sung Yeol regained consciousness, he found himself burned by sunlight and realized his black cloak was gone. In his weakened state, he still tried to protect Yang Sun, who was about to be taken by the prince to Gui. Sung Yeol was willing to sacrifice himself to protect Yang Sun, which angered the prince.